Before we begin, I want you to slow down, not rush, not multitask. Just be present for a moment. If you are watching this video right now, at this exact time in your life, there is a reason. This reminder is not meant to be rushed through. It is meant to be felt. Some of you are watching this while carrying patience no one sees. Some of you are tired of being strong. Some of you have been waiting so long that you stopped talking about it. And yet, you stayed with Allah. Most people think patience ends when relief arrives. But today, we're going to talk about something deeper. We're going to talk about what Allah was doing while you were waiting. And I want to be very honest with you. By the end of this reminder, you may understand your pain in a way you never have before. Not to make it hurt more, but to finally give it meaning. So I ask you something gently. If you can, stay until the end. Not because this is long, but because the final understanding is what completes the journey we're about to take together. Throughout this reminder, there will be moments that sound like your life, moments that feel uncomfortably accurate, moments where you will think, only Allah could have guided me here. And near the end, I will explain something that most people never hear. Something that changes how patience feels forever. Take a breath, let your heart be open, because this may not just be a reminder. It may be Allah comforting you in a way only you understand. Allah is observing what you choose not to say about Him. There are moments when your heart feels heavy in a way you cannot explain. Things are not going the way you hoped. You tried, you prayed, you waited, and still the situation did not change. Inside you feel hurt, confused, sometimes even tired of being strong. In those moments, words come to your tongue, questions rise in your chest. You feel like saying something out loud just to release the pain. But then you stop yourself, not because it doesn't hurt, not because you don't feel disappointed, but because somewhere deep inside you, you remember Allah. You choose not to say, why did Allah do this to me? You choose not to speak badly about your Lord in front of people. You choose not to turn your pain into blame. That pause, that holding back, that quiet decision, Allah sees it. People may only see your silence. They may think you are fine. They may not realize how much you are holding inside. But Allah knows exactly what you wanted to say and what you chose not to say. Allah sees how your heart is hurting, yet you still protect His name. You still speak with respect. You still say, Allah knows best, even when you don't understand. This is not small in the sight of Allah. It is easy to praise Allah when life is smooth. It is easy to say Alhamdulillah when things are going your way. But it is much harder to stay respectful when your heart feels broken. And yet, you did that. You could have complained loudly. You could have spoken with anger. You could have questioned Allah in front of others. But you didn't. Not because you had no pain, but because your faith stopped you. That is iman. This kind of iman is quiet. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't ask for praise. But it is very heavy on the scale with Allah. Allah knows the words you swallowed. Allah knows the tears you didn't turn into accusations. Allah knows the moments you chose patience over bitterness. And Allah loves that. Sometimes people think faith means never feeling hurt. That is not true. Faith means feeling the pain and still choosing respect for Allah. Faith means your heart aches, but your tongue remains guarded. Faith means you trust Allah's wisdom, even when His plan is confusing. And Allah is very gentle with servants like this. He sees your struggle. He sees your restraint. He sees how you honored Him when it was hardest to do so. That choice you made to hold your tongue, to guard your heart, to keep Allah's name pure in your speech. It is not forgotten, it is written, it is preserved, and it carries a reward far greater than you imagine. One day Allah will show you why this mattered so much, and you will realize that your silence, your restraint, your respect during pain was never unseen. Allah was watching all along. Your silence in pain is a form of worship. Few understand there is a kind of pain that makes noise. People talk about it. People post about it. People want others to notice it. And then there is another kind of pain, the kind you carry quietly. You wake up with it. You go to sleep with it. It sits in your chest during the day and waits for you at night. You don't explain it to everyone, not because it doesn't hurt, but because you don't know how to put it into words. Sometimes you stay quiet because you are tired of explaining. Sometimes you stay quiet because you know not everyone will understand. And sometimes you stay quiet because you don't want your pain to turn into complaining. That silence is not empty. It is full of patience. It is full of trust. It is full of faith. You cry when no one is watching. You take a deep breath when your heart feels tight. You hold yourself together and continue with your day. You don't make your pain loud. You don't use it to get attention. You don't let it change the way you speak about Allah. And Allah sees that. People may think you are calm. They may think you have moved on. They may think you are unaffected. But Allah knows how heavy your heart really is. Allah knows how hard it is for you to stay quiet when you want to scream. Allah knows how difficult it is to keep trusting when nothing makes sense. Allah knows how close you were to breaking and how you chose patience instead. That choice is not normal. It is worship. Worship is not only prayer on a mat. It is not only fasting. It is not only words spoken out loud. Sometimes worship is staying silent so you don't speak in anger. Sometimes worship is holding back tears in public and pouring them out in duqa. Sometimes worship is choosing not to question Allah even when your heart feels weak. This kind of worship is very rare. Many people lose their calm when pain enters their life. They become sharp with their words. They become harsh in their tone. They allow bitterness to take over. But you didn't do that. You felt the pain. You carried it. And you still tried to remain gentle. That softness in hardship is something Allah loves deeply. Your silence is not a sign that you are empty inside. It is a sign that you are full of trust in Allah. You didn't turn your pain into disrespect. You didn't turn your hardship into rebellion. You didn't let your hurt push you away from Allah. Instead, you stayed close quietly. That quiet closeness means everything. There are nights when your heart talks to Allah without words, when your tears speak for you, when your silence becomes a prayer, and Allah listens to those moments more closely than you realize. You may feel unseen by people. You may feel misunderstood. You may feel alone in what you are carrying, but you are not alone. Allah is closer to you in your silence than people are in your noise. Every quiet moment of patience is being written. Every silent tear is being counted. Every breath you take while holding yourself together is known. And one day, when Allah rewards you, you will understand that this silence was never weakness. It was strength given by Allah. Allah delayed the answer because your faith was growing faster than your need. There are times when you ask Allah for something again and again. You make dam'a with hope. You wait with expectation. You tell yourself, maybe today, maybe now. But days pass, then weeks, then months, and the answer does not come. At first, you stay hopeful. Then slowly, questions enter your heart. You start wondering if your dua was heard. You begin to feel tired of waiting. But while you were focused on what you wanted, Allah was looking at something deeper. He was looking at your faith. Every time you raised your hands, your heart softened a little more. Every time the answer was delayed, your dependence on Allah increased. Every time you felt helpless, you turned to Allah instead of away from Him. That is not small. Sometimes, if Allah gave you what you asked for too quickly, you would have moved on. You would have thanked Him and continued with life. Your need would have been fulfilled, but your heart would not have grown. Allah wanted more for you than just relief. He wanted closeness. He wanted you to feel what it means to rely on Him completely. He wanted you to learn how to trust Him even when nothing is clear. He wanted your heart to recognize Him, not only His gifts. So the answer waited, not because Allah was ignoring you, not because your dua was weak, not because you were unworthy, but because something beautiful was happening inside you. Your faith was becoming stronger than your request. Your heart was becoming softer than your desire. Your trust was becoming deeper than your need. There were moments when you felt broken, and those moments pushed you into sincere dua. There were nights when you felt alone, and those nights brought you closer to Allah. If the answer had come early, those moments might never have existed. Allah sometimes delays what you ask for because He wants to give you something greater first. A heart that knows Him. You may not see it yet, but your patience has shaped you. Your waiting has matured you. Your unanswered prayers have built a connection with Allah that ease alone could never create. Allah does not rush the growth of faith. He allows it to develop slowly, deeply, gently. Just like a strong tree takes time to grow roots, a strong heart takes time to trust completely. And when the answer finally comes in the way Allah chooses, at the time Allah knows is best, you will realize that the waiting was not empty. It was full of meaning. You were not just waiting for a change in your situation. You were being changed. Your faith was being strengthened quietly. Your heart was being prepared gently. Your soul was being guided lovingly. And Allah was with you through all of it. He let you hurt quietly because loud faith was being built inside you. There are some kinds of pain that everyone can see. People ask questions. People offer advice. People notice. And then there is another kind of pain, the kind that stays hidden, the kind you carry inside while the world sees you functioning, smiling, and continuing. Your struggle did not come with noise. It did not come with public attention. It came quietly. You were hurting, but life did not stop. You still showed up. You still tried. You still carried responsibilities even when your heart felt heavy. People didn't know how much strength it took just to get through the day. They didn't see the moments when you felt like you might fall apart. They didn't hear the silent conversations between you and Allah. But Allah saw everything. Allah allowed your pain to be quiet because something powerful was happening inside you. While there was no noise on the outside, your faith was growing on the inside. You were learning how to lean on Allah without needing reassurance from people. You were learning how to trust Allah when there were no comforting words around you. You were learning how to stand with Allah even when no one else knew what you were carrying. That kind of faith is strong. It is not built in loud moments. It is built in quiet ones. There were nights when you lay awake with thoughts that wouldn't stop. Your heart was tired. Your mind was full. And yet, in that silence, you turned to Allah. Sometimes you didn't even have words. You just sat there breathing, feeling, and trusting that Allah understood, and He did. That quiet turning to Allah is powerful. Some people's faith is loud. They speak about it often, they show it openly, but your faith was being shaped in private. It was being shaped when you chose patience instead of anger. It was being shaped when you chose hope instead of despair. It was being shaped when you kept believing even when the situation gave you no reason to. Allah allowed you to hurt quietly because He was building something that did not need approval. A faith that does not collapse easily. A faith that does not depend on praise. A faith that stands firm even in silence. This kind of faith lasts. People may never know what you went through. They may never realize how strong you had to be. But Allah knows. Allah knows how many times you almost broke. Allah knows how many times you held yourself together. Allah knows how much trust it took to keep going without answers. And Allah values that deeply. One day, when your faith shows itself clearly, when your calm surprises people, when your strength becomes visible, you will understand why your pain was quiet. It was because Allah was building something loud inside you, a faith that speaks without words. Patience is Allah's way of preparing you for a mercy too heavy to receive early. Sometimes you look at your life and wonder why things are taking so long. You feel ready. You feel tired of waiting. You tell yourself, I've been patient enough, but Allah sees something you cannot see yet. Not every gift can be given immediately. Not every mercy can be placed in the heart right away. Some blessings are heavy not because they are painful, but because they carry responsibility. If they came too early, they might shake you. They might change you in ways you are not ready for. They might pull you away from Allah instead of bringing you closer. So Allah prepares you. This preparation does not look like excitement. It looks like patience. It looks like waiting. It looks like unanswered questions. Each day you remain patient, your heart becomes stronger. Each time you wait without losing hope, your faith becomes deeper. Each moment you hold on, Allah is shaping you quietly. Allah is not delaying to punish you. He is delaying to protect you. He is protecting your heart from arrogance. He is protecting your faith from weakening. He is protecting you from receiving something before you are ready to carry it. Think about how Allah gives rain. He does not pour it all at once on dry land. He sends it in a way the earth can absorb. So it nourishes instead of destroying. In the same way, Allah sends mercy when your heart can absorb it. Patience softens the heart. It teaches humility. It teaches trust. It teaches you to stay close to Allah no matter what you have or don't have. Without patience, blessings can make people forgetful. With patience, blessings make people grateful. Allah wants your mercy to bring you closer, not pull you away. That is why He allows the waiting. There were times when you felt frustrated, times when you thought you were being left behind, times when you questioned your own strength. But those moments were shaping you. You were learning how to stay grounded. You were learning how to trust Allah without seeing the outcome. You were learning how to remain thankful even in delay. All of this matters. When the mercy finally comes, and it will come in the way Allah knows is best, it will not overwhelm you. It will not change you in a harmful way. You will receive it with calmness, with humility, with deep gratitude, and then you will understand the waiting was not empty. The patience was not wasted. It was preparation. Allah was making your heart strong enough to hold what He was planning to give you. The way you didn't turn bitter made you precious in the sight of Allah. Pain changed people. Some become hard. Some become angry. Some become distant and cold. Life gives them reasons to close their hearts, and slowly bitterness replaces softness. You had every reason to become like that. You were hurt. You were disappointed. You were let down in ways that stayed with you. And yet, you made a choice. You felt the pain, but you did not allow it to poison your heart. You could have become harsh with people. You could have spoken with anger. You could have allowed resentment to grow, but you didn't. You tried to stay kind even when kindness felt difficult. You tried to stay gentle even when your heart felt tired. You tried not to let your pain define who you are. That choice is rare. Many people allow pain to change their character. They let it steal their compassion. They let it take away their patience. But you protected your heart. You did not let hardship turn you into someone you were not meant to be. Allah sees that. Allah sees how you struggled inside, but still tried to treat others with decency. Allah sees how you were hurting, but still avoided becoming cruel. That softness is very precious to Allah. A heart that remains gentle after pain is a heart Allah loves deeply. It shows trust. It shows maturity. It shows faith. Staying kind when life is easy is not difficult, but staying kind when life has wounded you is a form of strength few people possess. Allah knows how easy it would have been to become bitter. He knows how tempting it was to harden your heart. And He knows how much effort it took for you to choose patience instead. Your pain did not make you lose your manners. It did not make you lose your respect. It did not make you lose your values. That is not ordinary. That is a sign of a heart being guided by Allah. Allah is gentle with hearts like yours. He is close to those who remain soft, even when life has tried to harden them. Your kindness in pain did not go unnoticed. Your patience in disappointment was not wasted. In the sight of Allah, this choice made you precious. And one day, you will see how Allah honored that softness in ways you never expected. Your waiting is proof that Allah trusts your heart with difficulty. Waiting is not easy. It tests your patience. It tests your hope. It tests your faith in ways nothing else does. There are days when you feel calm, and then there are days when waiting feels heavy and endless. You wonder how much longer it will last. You wonder why things are not moving. You wonder if you are strong enough to keep going. But there is something important you need to know. Not everyone is given long waits. Some hearts would break under the weight of delay. Some people would lose themselves completely. But Allah chose you to wait. That choice itself means something. Allah does not place heavy tests on hearts that cannot carry them. He does not give long periods of uncertainty to those who would collapse. He trusted your heart. He trusted that you could hold patience without losing your faith. He trusted that you could sit with uncertainty and still believe. He trusted that you could endure difficulty without turning away from Him. That trust is not random. While you were waiting, Allah was watching how you held yourself together. He was watching how you continued to pray even when answers were slow. He was watching how you stayed connected even when hope felt thin. Your waiting was not passive. It was active faith. Every day you chose not to give up. You proved something powerful. You proved that your heart could remain steady in difficulty. You proved that your faith could survive delay. You proved that your trust in Allah was real. There were moments when you felt tired of hoping. Moments when you felt forgotten. Moments when you questioned how much longer you could last. And yet, you stayed. You didn't walk away. You didn't abandon your prayers. You didn't let despair win. That alone shows strength. Allah knows how difficult waiting can be. He knows how much it stretches the soul. and He knows exactly how much you are carrying. He has not asked you to wait because He forgot you. He asked you to wait because He believed in you, believed in your patience, believed in your faith, believed in your ability to grow through this. One day, when the waiting ends, you will realize that it shaped you. It made you calmer. It made you wiser. It made you stronger in ways you didn't notice at the time. And you will understand that your waiting was never a punishment. It was proof that Allah trusted your heart with something difficult, and you carried it with faith. When Allah finally rewards you, even the pain will feel honored. There will come a moment when everything slows down inside you. A moment when your heart feels calm in a way it hasn't felt for a long time. You won't even realize at first what has changed. You will just notice that the heaviness is no longer there. The waiting will end. The confusion will soften. The ache you carried for so long will finally rest. And in that moment, something unexpected will happen. You will look back, not with anger, not with regret, but with understanding. You will remember the nights you cried quietly, the days you held yourself together, the moments when you felt like giving up but didn't. And instead of pain, you will feel respect for what you endured. You will realize that nothing you went through was wasted. Not a single tear, not a single prayer whispered through exhaustion, not a single moment of patience. Allah will reward you in a way that fits your heart perfectly. Not rushed, not careless, but gentle and complete. The reward may come as peace. It may come as clarity. It may come as something better than what you originally asked for. But whatever form it takes, it will arrive with meaning. You will understand why things had to happen the way they did, why certain doors closed, why the waiting lasted as long as it did. And something beautiful will happen then. Even the pain will feel honored. You will no longer see it as something that broke you. You will see it as something that shaped you, something that deepened your faith, something that brought you closer to Allah. You will realize that your patience carried dignity, that your suffering was not meaningless, that your endurance was seen and valued. Allah will not just reward you for the outcome. He will reward you for the journey, for the nights you stayed hopeful, for the days you stayed kind, for the moments you trusted Him when it was hardest to do so. And when you finally receive what Allah has written for you, your heart will be at ease. You will not rush. You will not panic. You will not forget Allah. You will simply smile quietly and say, Ya Allah, you knew all along. In that moment, the pain will no longer feel like loss. It will feel like honor. As we come to the end of this reminder, I want you to pause again. Not because the message is finished, but because something inside you has shifted. If you felt emotional during this, if your heart felt heavy and light at the same time, if it felt as though these words were speaking directly to you, that was not coincidence. Allah knows exactly how long you've been patient. He knows what you carried without speaking. He knows what you endured without losing your faith. And I want you to remember this one thing as you leave. You were never waiting alone. Every moment of patience was seen. Every quiet tear was recorded. Every breath you took while holding yourself together mattered. Allah did not delay because He forgot you. He delayed because He was preparing you, preparing your heart, protecting your faith, shaping you into someone who could carry what's coming without losing who you are. So if tonight your heart still feels tender, be gentle with yourself. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not forgotten. You are exactly where Allah knows you need to be. And one day, maybe sooner than you expect, you will look back at this season and realize that your patience was not just rewarded, it was honored. May Allah replace every moment of waiting with peace that stays. May He heal what you never spoke about. And may He give you a reward that makes you whisper quietly, Ya Allah, you were so kind to me, even when I didn't understand. Ameen. Take care of your heart and trust Allah. He has always been holding you